Welcome to Travel with Sean. I'm Sean, and today we are in Prague, the capital city of Czech Republic, capital city of the former country of Czechoslovakia, and the capital city of the former country of Bohemia.
During the 30 Years' War in the first half of the 17th century, Sweden conquered Lessertown. That's the side that's over by the castle, on that side of the river. They attempted to invade Old Town, and the heaviest fighting of this battle took place right here on Charles Bridge. Now it's a popular place for people to meet up with friends, relax, maybe even listen to the music of a street band. It's also a popular destination for tourists, so it tends to be busy, but it has a very scenic view. Crossing Charles Bridge takes you to the Lessertown Bridge Towers. The taller one was built in the mid-15th century, and the other one was rebuilt at the end of the 16th century. Pass through the gate and you're in Lessertown, on your way to the Prague Castle. Okay, we're still in Prague, and we found the narrowest street in the country, Czech Republic. How narrow is it? Let's find out. This seems to be the narrowest spot, with my right shoulder against the wall. There's about 2 to 3 inches of space between my left shoulder and the other wall. So the narrowest street is probably about 4 feet wide, 3.5 to 4 feet wide at its narrowest point. Since the street is only wide enough for one-way traffic at a time, there's a stoplight at both ends, so appropriate traffic laws apply. You're supposed to push a button so the other end gets a red light. I didn't notice it at first. Boy, am I glad I didn't get a ticket. Wallenstein Palace was built in 1630 for Albrecht von Wallenstein. He was the Duke of Mecklenburg and the commander-in-chief of the imperial forces during the 30 Years' War. Wallenstein only lived in this palace for 1 year before he was assassinated. The palace remained in the Wallenstein family until 1945. After World War II, it housed various government offices, and it is now the home of the National Senate. This is part of what's known as a dripstone wall. And you can see it's called dripstone because the stones look as though they're dripping. And you can see some faces in the stone if you look carefully. This is a piece of art that was created between 1623 and 1630 at the request of the man who lived in the palace here by the name of Wallenstein. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this art. Do you like it or not so much? Prague Castle is one of the biggest in the world. And Hrachany Square is a plaza in front of the castle, so the castle district of the city. It is one of the best preserved districts of Prague. This was also an important filming location for the 1984 movie Amadeus. The royal palace was built in the 12th century and rebuilt twice in the 15th century. Prominent here is the Leopold Fountain, which I'll talk more about in a moment. The castle buildings were badly damaged during the wars of the 17th century. They were most recently rebuilt in the late 1700s. In 1918, the castle became the residence and office of the President of the Republic, as it is now. Leopold Fountain was made in 1686, making it one of the oldest fountains in Prague. You can see the fountain bears the letter L on its sides. This is in memory of its namesake, Leopold I, who was crowned King of Bohemia in 1656 and crowned Holy Roman Emperor in 1658. The fountain is sometimes called Cole's Fountain in honor of its designer. It is also sometimes referred to as Lion Fountain because of the statue on top of it. The fountain was also topped with the eagle of the Holy Roman Empire, with the Bohemian coat of arms, symbolizing the Kingdom of Bohemia being part of the Holy Roman Empire at that time. In 1918, after the establishment of the Republic of Czechoslovakia and independence from the Habsburg dynasty, the eagle of the Holy Roman Empire was removed from the fountain. After the 1989 fall of communism, the eagle was found preserved in the Prague Castle's depository. From 2019 to 2020, an artistic copy was made, and in 2020 it was set on top of the fountain in place of the original, restoring a piece of Prague's cultural history. St. Vitus Cathedral is located within Prague Castle and has been the burial place of the Bohemian royalty and home of the Bohemian crown jewels for centuries. Coronations of the kings of Bohemia were held here until 1836. Notice the gargoyles on the side of the cathedral? They serve as decorative rain gutters. They were all the rage in the Middle Ages. It was extremely popular adding them to the side of buildings, especially church buildings. The south windows are a set of 3 that you see upon entering the cathedral. The cathedral is the largest and most important place of worship in Prague. Construction on the current cathedral began in 1344 under the reign and instruction of Charles IV, the namesake of the Charles Bridge. Construction was delayed and stopped numerous times over the centuries due to deaths, wars, and political and financial problems, and was finally completed in 1929. You can't miss the sarcophagus of St. Adalbert, one of the patron saints of the Czech Republic. There are many beautiful stained glass windows. This window is found in the St. Agnes Chapel. Within the cathedral, you can find several chapels. They were all uniquely and beautifully designed, like this one, with a colorful altarpiece and the fresco on the wall above it. The Creation Rose window was created from 1925 to 1927, making it one of the final pieces added to the cathedral. The window is called the Creation Rose window because it depicts creation stories from the Bible. The south tower of the cathedral was completed in the 16th century. It stands nearly 330 feet high. St. George's Basilica is the oldest existing church building in Prague, completed in the year 921. Next to it is the Theresian Institution of Noble Ladies, founded in 1755 and closed in 1919 after the fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's dinner time again, and as we were walking near the Charles Bridge in Lessertown, we noticed this restaurant that specializes in pork. They had a long waiting line, so we figured they must have good food with so many people waiting to eat there, and it wasn't even 6 o'clock yet. In Prague, pork knuckle seems to be a popular dish, so we ordered that and a pulled pork sandwich made from the meat of a pork knuckle. They were both delicious, and they were each a big meal by themselves. They both pair well with a local beer, whether you like it dark or Pilsner. The pork knuckle is crispy on the outside and yet tender and juicy on the inside. The bone slides off the meat easily.
for watching. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. That and leaving a comment help me grow my channel. Please also subscribe if you haven't already. I welcome all comments, and until next time,